Every single moment in life is a choice about doing what is simple versus what is challenging. And our default setting is to do what is simple. I don't want to do what's difficult. I don't want to wake up in the morning and get early out of bed to do something. I want to relax. I want to slip out of bed. I want it to be graceful. I don't want it to be aggressive. I love my pillow. I love my mattress. You know, I can do it later. I can procrastinate. There's always tomorrow. Maybe today's the day to just take off. It's so nice outside. The summer's coming to an end. Can I just stay home? Right? Whenever those things happen, that's the choice. There's this moral dilemma that we're always being faced with as human beings. Animals don't have that. An animal doesn't wake up in the morning and say, yeah, I'm gonna go back to sleep right now. Has anyone ever here been to South Africa, right? On a game hunt and seen what it's like looking at nature, you know, and how animals interact in the morning? Profound. Everything is alive. Everything understands its purpose, its function, it has clarity, but we don't. How is that possible? Why isn't it clear? What am I supposed to do today? Where am I supposed to go? How am I supposed to use my time? How do I do all those things? Rosh Hashanah is the thing that, yes, there's a influence, that there is a template for you, but it's not a defined template. There's tremendous amount of creativity that you have that helps redefine what that template looks like. As a matter of fact, if anyone here decided that they want to do anything, you can do it. If I decide that I want to have the physique of a gorilla, I could just sit all day in the gym, eat protein, and just work out, and now I have the physique of a gorilla. I can do that. You could decide that also. But that's for the class. I don't want to go to that. You could decide that, but you're right. But you could decide to do whatever you want to do. The point that I'm making isn't about switching gender. It's more about the idea that you have the ability of choosing anything. That even if you are lacking certain skills, if you're lacking certain talents that are not natural to you, if you're not musical, you can learn music. If you're not artistic, you can become an artist. It's overcoming those things that make us great. That's what life is about, ultimately. When Adam comes on the scene 5,782 years ago, what makes him uniquely different than everyone else is what? A choice. What's the choice? Do I eat from that tree or that tree? Do I eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, or do I eat from the tree of life? That's all it was. And that's what we are. It's the same thing. Every single day, you're making a choice to whether or not you want to live life or if you want to die slowly. That's it. Yeah.
So the point about animals, when they wake up, they know their purpose, so they spring forth and they go, there's no wasting time.
Right.
When you contrast that to humans, so I guess is it that do we already come? Is the belief that our getting out of bed, the whole routine that we're supposed to go on, is that already like, do we know this prior to coming to the world and then we have to rediscover?
No, we know nothing when we come to the world.
We don't know at all.
We don't know anything. So an animal is way more sophisticated as an infant than a human being is. It has instinct, it has an understanding. You put a baby cat at the ledge of a roof, it's not going to roll over and fall off. He knows exactly what's going on. A kid is nothing. A kid is just raw material. Right? And so much of that raw material is a reflection of environment, parenting, culture, community, and so on and so forth. I can't change those things. I can't change my past. I can't change the things that I have done. I can only choose right here, right now, so what am I going to do with what I have? And I'll say more than that. In Judaism, you're not in control of the results. It's not the results. Oh, I tried, I can't find it. Rabbi, Judaism, I can't find it. I can't figure it out. Well, are you trying to figure it out? It doesn't matter to me whether or not you're observant, this yarmulke, that hat, this shoe, that. I don't care about that. So you think God cares about the external things? He doesn't. You know what he wants? He wants your heart. He wants to know that you tried. I know people that can try, but they won't find God at the end. They're sincerely trying every single day. They're working through their philosophical issues. They're not observant. But in many ways, even though they're not practicing and doing, because of their fervor, deep desire to want to find that truth, I believe that they are going to have the highest levels of heaven. They live a moral life, and they're trying to find truth, but they're struggling with it. You're okay. You know who's in trouble? You know who's in trouble? The people that they're not even asking you the question. The people that are not thinking. The people that are just letting life happen. We're not here to let life happen. Animals do more with their lives. Ants, every single day in the morning, you see them in the morning, you go out, you see they're working. What are we doing? Rosh Hashanah is you have a gift. You are given a gift called time and choice. What are you going to do with it? So there's three things we do in Rosh Hashanah to try to make the most of our year. The first thing we do is we coronate the king. We remind ourselves that there's a God, and that means anything is possible. And the only limitation we have in this world is our imagination. Like General Schwarzkopf said this, right after 9/11. They asked him, they said, General, understand, like, America, all the intelligence, how did it happen? How did we have all these 4 planes hijacked? No one knew. How could it happen? You know what he said? I love this line. He said that 9/11 wasn't a failure in intelligence. He said it was a failure in imagination. Couldn't put it all together. It's a failure in our imagination. Rosh Hashanah, we're asking you to wake up.
Success is advances.
It was, yeah, you're right, but from his perspective, as a chief general of the army, couldn't put it together. And if all knowing everything, right, is easy, but putting it together is hard. I'm not saying anything you don't know. You know this stuff already. I'm just delivering it to you, repackaging it, using Jewish words. But these are things that you should know. The function, the purpose of Rosh Hashanah is for you to figure out your mission statement for the year. What are you doing about it? You want to have another year of insanity, craziness, not questioning? That's what you want? How are you going to make it different this year? What are you doing about it? I'm doing it. I'm fighting every single day. I'm fighting every single day. I'm doing my part. Giving back. I'm talking to people. I'm helping. I'm trying to do what I can. What are you doing about it? What's your involvement? How are you giving back to the world? How are you going to be remembered? Rosh Hashanah asks the question, who's going to live, who's going to die? What are you doing about it? That's what it's for. It's something called Malchiot. When you finish, Malchiot is recognizing that there's a God. That means you have infinite potential, infinite ability. Just have to ask for it. Fight for it. Number 2, you have something called Shofrot. Actually, it's Zichronot first. It's Zichronot. Zichronot is the recognition that you come from a group of people that are special. In life, we use history as our rearview mirror. Without it, I have no idea how to change lanes. I have no idea how to move forward, right? History is there to remind us how to take life seriously moving forward. Do you know that at the end of the first temple, there were only 1 million Jews that survived the destruction of the first temple? Okay, that's it. At the same time, in China, okay, there were 1 million Chinese. Now do the math for a minute. If the Chinese currently have a population of 1.3 or 4 billion people on planet Earth, right? There's no wars, they were separate from the rest of the world. Well, how many Jews would be alive today if we weren't in the intersection of world culture and history? Today, there's only 14.7 million Jews on planet Earth. Okay? Tiny, tiny group of people. You represent less than 2% of the survivors' children, descendants. You understand what that means? You're here right now, sitting in this room, you come from an ancient people, and 98% of our ancestors do not have descendants around today. They're gone. They failed. They're out. Conversion, death, whatever it is, you're the survivors. You're telling the story. And if the numbers are right in the United States of America, based on the Pew studies, in 30 years from now, we're going to go from 5.5 million Jews in the United States of America to 2.6 million Jews in the United States of America. We're going to lose more. And that means you guys are like the elite special forces, which is beautiful and terrifying at the same time, right? Look around you. You represent the future of Judaism right here, right now. That's what you represent. Because where's everybody else right now? Home, sleeping. You showed up. You matter. That means you have the ability within yourselves of making a difference. But the question is, what are you going to do with it? Showing up is nice. It's beautiful. It's important. Show support. But action is ultimately what Judaism wants. You need to have action. Learning leads to action, but ultimately you want action. Okay, the last part is something called shofrot, which is blowing the shofar itself. So you have Malchiot, coordinating God as king, anything is possible. You have the Zichrona, remembering that you are made from stardust, that you come from a very elite line of Jews that have fought to survive for a reason. You may not know why, figure it out. And lastly, this thing called shofar. Shofar has to do with this, the shofar that we blow, right? This little horn that we blow, symbolic of Isaac and Abraham on that altar and so on and so forth. But I think it's something different. The idea of a shofar is really a primal scream. You ever see a scenario, like I remember this very vividly as a kid, I saw a kid running into the street, the mom sees it and this crazy scream, like, rah, like just like that terrifying scream. That's what the shofar is. The shofar is seeing something, not having any words to it. There's no words that can articulate that emotion. It's a scream, a powerful cry. And part of what we're doing on Rosh Hashanah is saying, you know what, there's so much I got to do, I'm overwhelmed by it, God. Help me. Help me. I can't do it alone. But if you're not spending time clarifying, if you're not spending time asking the questions, if you don't remember who you are, what we're doing on the day itself, you're missing out on the most powerfully profound days of the year. I love Rosh Hashanah. It's my favorite holiday. I love it. How could you not love it? I have 48 hours where I could sit in the synagogue, open up my siddur, I do nothing but think about what does it mean to be the best me. That's all I'm doing. What does it mean to be the best me as a father, as a husband, as a community member, as a son, a rabbi, whatever other titles I have? How do I, because that's ultimately what we want. I don't want a generation of mediocre Jews. We don't need, mediocre Jews don't survive, by the way. They don't live, they don't survive. Mediocre Jews assimilate and they're gone, erased. The Jews that are alive today on planet Earth do not come from mediocrity. They come from people that fought for excellence. Because ultimately Judaism is a guidebook for people that want to live a life of meaning, a life of excellence. It's for peak performers that want to live a life of greatness. So if you're a loser, Judaism doesn't work for you. Sorry, it doesn't work for losers. But if you're in the room, it's because you want to be a winner and you want to achieve greatness. Adam represents the ultimate perfection of man, and he failed. He fails. We're probably going to fail too. But you know what happens after Adam fails? He has more children. He doesn't give up. He keeps trying over and over again. Doesn't give up. He dedicates his life to he's on mission, he's on track. You never give up. There's no scenario where you could ever give up. To be a human being living today in 2022 is one of the greatest blessings you could possibly imagine. You have it so easy. It's so good. It's amazing. You have everything literally at your fingertips. Knowledge, food, transportation, right? Shelter. You need to get Airbnb, where are we going to go today? Hotel, not a problem. You want to travel somewhere? Expedia, you want an Uber? Move. You don't have to do anything except just go like this all day, you're good. Everything comes to you. What do you do with the rest of your time? Rosh Hashanah is asking that question, what am I going to do with the rest of my time? You want another year? The Vilna Gaon, the great Vilna Gaon says that when God said the word Bereshit, in the beginning, that created a beginning, a middle, and an end in time. And he asked the question, how much time did God create using that word, Bereshit? Anyone know? How much time was created when God said, in the beginning? How much time did he put into that word? He put exactly 365 days into that word, that's it. That's what he says. And every single year is a repeat of that 1 year. That's all there is. 1 year of time. 365 days. What are you doing with it? That's all there is. Every year, we're repeating on that cycle. We don't believe in a linear view of time. Our view of time is more like a helix. We're constantly coming back to this point in time, Rosh Hashanah, to this point of conception. The idea that Rosh Hashanah is called Rosh Hashanah, the head, and not Hatchalat Hashanah, not Reshit Hashanah. Any other adjective can be used to describe this holiday, but specifically the Rosh, to remind you that the way in which we use this holiday is by activating the mind. It's got to come from the head. It's not coming from the head. You're not coming from the deepest parts of your essence, your being, your mind, your power to choose. You are not celebrating Rosh Hashanah at all. So we have one last question to answer, okay? And that is, why doesn't the Torah tell us explicitly about when this day is. Why does it be so vague? I think you know the answer to that question already. The Torah doesn't want to tell you anything because it wants you to think. It doesn't want to be explicit. It wants you to use your imagination, your creativity. It wants you to be a partner. It's asking you to be involved. It's not a book that's telling you what to do. It's a book that's trying to inspire you to think. So when we're going to get ready for Rosh Hashanah, okay, there's 3 easy steps you can walk away with tonight that will change your holiday forever. Okay? 3 steps. Okay? Step number 1 is you take out a sheet of paper and on the top, write out following words, the real. Okay? What does the real you look like? Who are you? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Be honest. You can't do it for yourself. Ask your friend. What do you think? Review this with me. Am I missing anything? Okay? Then write out what we call the ideal. What does the ideal you look like? What does the best version of you look like? Think of anything. The best you look. What does it look like? And the last thing is the process. What are the steps necessary to take to make that ideal version a reality? That's what Rosh Hashanah is in a nutshell. That's it. That's all it is. It's your mission statement for the year. We say that you should be written in the book of life, the book of health, the book of parnasah, the book of wealth. Right? We say tishku l'shamim rabot v'neimot, and be blessed with years of happiness and success and pleasant years. But ultimately, really, what God really wants for you is just for you to have a life of just meaning. And the only way we as human beings fulfill a life of meaning is if we put out a little bit of effort saying, I want more, I'm not happy with what I have, I want to strive for excellence. Don't strive for mediocrity. No one here would want to go out with someone who's just okay. I know a great girl for you, she's okay. Not interested. Oh, great guy, he's mediocre, he's all right. Not interested. Everyone here wants excellence, strive for excellence, don't give up on excellence. You'll achieve excellence. Wishing you all an amazing year. Thank you so much for listening, everybody.
Thank you. Shana Tova, Matuka, Smir, you felt that's okay. Your final words.
I'm just very grateful. Rabbi Reuven, I'm texting away over here. I'm taking notes on what you're saying. I'm taking notes on it because, like, for me, I was brought up. My parents brought me up religious, but I'm missing that inspiration, you know. And then I listen to you, and I'm thinking about Rosh Hashanah and my mission statement. And I'm like, you're bringing me back alive. So I'm so grateful. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And we invite everyone to join us. I know some of you already completed the RAGE Fellowship, or may not want to get involved on a weekly basis, but I don't think we take her. But please, we welcome you back here anytime. We have great educators. I think Rabbi Goldstein is here. Is about to walk in. Maybe it might be locked. The door might be locked. Somebody wants to let Rabbi Goldstein in. That would be great. But no, we welcome you. Please, like we said earlier, share with your friends that RAGE is back in the city. If you're an alum, please join us any week that you like. Get in touch with me. And if you have somebody new to recommend to RAGE, especially our Manhattan program, we really appreciate it. But we also are in Brooklyn, and we also, if you're out of state, if you have friends and family, Russian's kind of spread out now. But anyone really looking to grow, it's not just like a Russian program anymore. So many people, but anybody who wants to really come and learn, we're here for you, and hopefully we'll see Rabbi Bragimov during the semester a few times. Rabbi, will you meet the students when they come for the beginning of the semester to come back? Okay, great. We'll hunt you down. That'd be great.
Rebecca, thank you.
Some more food left, please. What?
Yeah.
Oh, the raffle. Wait, Steve, you're doing the raffle? Did somebody